Welcome to Beyond the Visit, the modern home care podcast by Visiting Aid, your go-to space for insights into the evolving home care industry, powered by the brilliant minds behind the ultimate in-home care agency management platform. Today, we're introducing the people who make home care, or home health, if you will, management seem seamless, helping providers focus on what truly matters, which is caregiving. First, let's meet our guest. Jill Perlmutter Behrens, our dedicated COO, whose vision ensures a simple, comfortable experience for clients. She stays ahead of the industry trends, keeping providers informed on the latest developments and serving as a guiding light to ensure they remain at the top of their game. Hi, Jill.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining.
Alongside her is Brian McCormack, our brilliant CTO, the mastermind behind the mechanics of compliance, billing, efficiency, and keeping caregivers in sync with their scheduling and responsibilities, as well as software innovation and future developments. Hi, Brian.
Hey, Alexi, you give me a better introduction than I give myself. Thank you. It's exciting to do this podcast and let everyone out there know kind of what we're doing. So thank you for being our moderator du jour.
Thank you. Tell us about how did you guys come about discovering Visiting Aid, and what was it that you wanted to change in the industry by providing such a great product? Jill?
Well, I came across Visiting Aid. I met with the founder and became a co-founder of Visiting Aid when I realized the potential that the platform had. We together focused on ease of use for caregiver, ease of use for the office staff, ease of use for compliance officers, for clinicians, for billers, and we built out the beta version. We built in EVV compliances, texting platforms. During COVID, we came out with e-timesheets with everybody jumped on board after that. I've sat in my office when we were working remotely and said, what can I do to help caregivers stay healthy? We began with one type of an e-timesheet, and it spiraled into 3 or 4 types. So over the course of the 6 years that I've been with Visiting Aid, our main focus is on streamlining processes and implementing technology with ease of use for operators.
After all, you give a peace of mind to agencies with their daily operations, as well as keeping caregivers on point and patients happy.
Yes, the goal, having had been an operator for 30 years, my first focus was on the caregivers, the ease of use of EVV, because at the time when we started going live was when the 21st Century Cures Act came in. And as a VO, we wanted to ensure that our processes were the easiest to use for the caregivers. I've seen the struggle in the trenches of having caregivers adopt electronic visit verification, and then many different forms that are available as telephonic, app, etc.
So pain points are there, and it seems that you guys are right on point with your goal to solve them. Brian, a few words from you?
A few words. It's a little bit what Jill said, but maybe a little bit more from my experience, because while Jill operated and helped the administrative home care agencies, I've always been on the tech side, working with HHA Exchange, Alika, and some of these other major EHRs out there in the market. And what was always noticeable is we meet with a home care agency, we go through the sales process, and they'd always ask, well, how do I stop doing Excel on this? How do I integrate technology? How do I use the technology that I use in my everyday life and bring it to home care? And I think my search eventually led me to Visiting Aid, primarily because everyone else here wants to sell a home care agency, a product that has a million bells and whistles, right? Like, oh, here's a Ferrari, here's a Lamborghini, but the engine doesn't run, right? And I think when you need to understate Medicaid, and home care is everything Jill said, but it's also ensuring cash flow and the cost is right. Home care agency, they have tight margins. They need someone that understands the language like Jill, and someone that can at least cut through the bullshit and understand what they truly need and what they can get paid for. So I came to Visiting Aid with that in mind. I put Jill and Alex through a lot of rigorous testing before I joined the team, because I can't sell ice to Penguin, right? But I can find a product I know is going to help the agencies out there and show them. And that's what this is all about, is educating agencies that there's a better choice and that they have the choice to find a platform that meets their needs. They don't have to change their operations for another platform. So that's my very few words, Alex, here on why I'm at Visiting Aid.
And on that note, I'd like to add that over the course of the 6 years, we found that there were a lot of external platforms that operators were using and paying for. So as we fine-tuned our original version, we added on an intake platform within Visiting Aid. We added on caregiver onboarding within Visiting Aid with a text platform, with email capability. And we offer all of those services under that one umbrella and that one price model, because we really want to alleviate that operational pain, also on technology. Other technologies out there have been out there for a very long time. They're antiquated. They have a lot of add-on partners, and our 2024 and 2025 focus has been on incorporating all the tools that an operator needs under one platform, one login, one system solution.
That's very insightful, and I believe that you guys really opened up experience and knowledge behind Visiting Aid's team. And passion is just hearing your voices. Unfortunately, for majority of software solution providers out there, profit is the main goal, no matter what, but you really sound different. Jill, since you are staying on top of the industry's development, news, changes, and as I mentioned, you are the guiding light, can you tell us a little more about the current challenges that home care industry faces? What are the main pain points in today's home care agency life?
Well, for the day-to-day with our operators and operators that we have been onboarding quite quickly, the big pain point was the CDPAP conversion. So converting CDPAP clients to LIXA clients in a compliant and organized manner. So we have provided tools within our current client base and new clients to help them manage that effectively.
So, how's technology in your software platform allowed you to solve these problems?
Well, I think it's a little bit what Jill said, obviously, right? Like, how do we solve what's unique is there's a million different things to say about. I'm going to go back to really just a very key fundamental to any partnership. It's listening. We have a lot of clients and home care agencies that have for years been telling their current vendor, this legacy solution, this is what I need. This is what's missing. And over the past 7-8 years, that's kind of what we've done. We've listened to these operators that have been ignored by a lot of these other solutions out there and developed products that were efficient and effective to get the job done. So it's not just scheduling, broadcasting, clearinghouse integration, billing integration. I mean, listen, Jill, Alex, and myself, we're smart. We're not brilliant, but the way we look that way or come off that way is really just by listening. If you ask a home care agency, what do they need done? They're going to tell you it's cash flow. I need a way not to use Excel spreadsheets. I need a way that makes my system compliant for audits. And when you dig deeper and not just give them a surface level yes, like every other salesperson does, and listen to their needs, you're going to develop a product that is better than the competitor. And that's how we've grown, and that's how we continue to grow. We're now shifting to a marketing phase, but up until this point, 7+ years of business, it's all been word of mouth, current client referrals. So we are very excited for this podcast and these people, but our key differentiator is our ability to listen and to genuinely care about the operator, the caregiver, and make a better solution for everyone.
This perspective really highlights the power of listening in building effective solutions. Instead of just pushing another product, you guys focused on truly understanding the needs of home care agencies. And that approach has clearly pays off. 7 years of growth based on trust and referrals speaks volumes about satisfied agency owners. On another note, you keep on mentioning Alex. Who is Alex? Can you tell us more about that mysterious person who's not with us today?
I think people think Jill and I make up Alex as like an imaginary friend because while he may not be forward on all these calls, he's not an extrovert. He doesn't brag about himself. But what Alex is, he's a CPO. He's a primary founder that eventually brought Jill and then myself. But he's the one that is in charge of all the various programmers we have at Visiting Aid. And he's the one when the clients say, wow, Jill, Brian, you got that done overnight. It's not us. Alex. So Alex is the programming genius behind Visiting Aid. He's the one that empowers Jill and myself and the entire industry to grow. But yes, he exists. He's real. He gets everything done. He's not the Wizard of Oz. He's better. He actually shows up every day, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, working with the programming teams that we have and make sure that the products that we roll out are stable. We don't have downtime. We don't have EVV issues. We make sure that the system runs and our promises are met. So that's Alex, the man behind the curtain that actually gets things done.
Great. Now that the mystery of Alex is solved, one day we will need to hear the mastermind behind the vision, idea, and Visiting Aid's dream team.
So he's real. That's the key thing. He is real. He exists.
We don't do it all ourselves. Without Alex, there would be no Visiting Aid. He created Visiting Aid. Before we met, a couple of years before we met, for a very large LHCSA in Brooklyn, who is very good friend, and they did not want to use their EMR that they were locked into, very popular EMR for their clinical visits. So that was the birth of Visiting Aid. It was made originally for nursing visits, and then we built out all of those other components that we needed to manage MLTC cases, CHA cases, private pay cases, and things of that nature.
Wow, that's really an interesting story. The key takeaway from what I'm getting is just you guys, your success is built on ability to listen to what your clients want. And that's what makes you the ultimate in home care agency management software. Wrapping up our introductory episode, what would you guys share or advise the owners and teams behind home care agencies?
One of the biggest things I tell you see people involved in the industry is you have to not just settle and be complacent with the current workarounds that you have, the home care industry, especially long-term service support, Medicaid, MLTC, MCO, all these acronyms of soup. It is an industry that operates on a tight pro, cash flow, and profit margin. So anytime you are doing Excel worksheets, every time that you are manually downloading an Excel spreadsheet and uploading it to Clearinghouse, a third-party partner, any of these things, you're losing money. And a lot of these companies out there have demoed other systems, right? There's a lot of companies out there and a lot of salespeople out there that say they're better. And sometimes you get what's called like a demo fatigue. I've looked, people have sold me this, I've implemented that, but I think it's really critical to always include technology in your operational goals. Demo often. And when you meet a company, whether it be Visiting Aid or someone else, make them show you the system. Don't let them yes you to a quick signature. Technology has to be at the forefront of what you're doing. And you need to understand that just because something was always done a certain way doesn't make it the best way. And it's important to reach out to industry vendors and let us show you why we're in business, like why we're profitable, why we are growing. Let us show you what we have to help you, whether it be with us or someone else. You want to form partnerships and not just vendor contracts, right? This industry needs more partners and less vendors.
Jill, do you have anything to add?
I think we've covered quite a bit. It's time for people to take a look at other options than the standard, than the software that's been around for 10, 15, 20 years, and look at some new technology that really encompasses everything needed to run a licensed home care agency on a day-to-day basis.
One more piece of advice. I don't know how I forgot this, but keep listening to this podcast. We're going to be coming out with stuff that isn't just Visiting Aid related. We'll talk about issues in certain states and Medicaid. We're going to be educating the entire marketplace. So please come back for more content. So a very simple thing to do is subscribe, like, and share.
Well, definitely I'll support this statement. Stay informed, educated, and ahead of the game with success. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Wait for new episodes. Wrapping up this episode, thank you for listening, and we see you next time. Don't forget to reach out to Jill to book a demo and discover what Visiting Aid software platform can do for your home care agency. Call 646-603-1900 or book a demo at visitingaid.com.
Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and see you at the next episode.
Thank you for staying with us and listening to podcast. See you soon.